Tiger Back.
That's right. Yeah, the book isn't Tiger Baby's Talk Back. So, anyway, you know what's kind of funny? You could be sitting out in the audience enjoying everyone else's story, knowing that you're going to come up pretty soon and you're not nervous, you're not nervous. You're like, "Ah." And then when you finally dawns on you, like, oh, he's calling my name. Like, oh, I'm going to trip up the stairs, like that girl in the Academy Awards. So, I too am reading from my college journal, and it's funny that we should start out with Isaac. And he kept saying that this was his college journal from 2007. I'm reading from 1989. So there's a little backstory here, which is that I sent to Jack what I was going to read, and everybody wants approval, but I didn't hear from him for a few days. It's like, no, he didn't like it. I feel kind of weird about that. So then he writes me back, and he's like, Kim, I read what you sent, and he said, I like it, but it's a little bit good. That's not really what we're looking for. So I was like, okay, you asked for it. I'm going to go back, and I had like this spiral-bound notebook. And I actually went through a week's worth of existential crisis. Oh my God, who is this person in her tattered UC Berkeley spiral-bound notebook? And I actually was going to bring it, but I thought, what if I actually left it on the table or something, and someone picked it up, and like all these incriminating Polaroids are falling out. And no one even knows what a Polaroid is. But there was this one thing that has nothing to do with anything, and it was taped into my journal. And it was a Personals ad from the SF Weekly. And I just have to read it because this was, for some reason, prominently right in the center of the journal. April 21st, 1989. Married man, approaching midlife crisis, seeks discreet relationship with young Asian princess. 37, but look cuter and younger and won't remind you of your father. Go ahead, you're young, in college, and you have your whole life to become conservative, tame, and a born-again Christian. And then it says, write to Brian, 537 Jones Street. So, Brian, your address and SF Weekly. I said that I never actually considered writing to this person, but I think I saved it because I wanted to remind myself or tell myself that guys from ads in the paper would never or would be even sleazier than people I was meeting in real life. So the following journal entries epitomize for me what life was like in Berkeley in 1989, looking for love and obviously not finding it. So, April 25th. Interestingly enough, I was 19 also. Everyone seems to be 19. A guy in my Shakespeare class named Steve just said, if I weren't psychologically disturbed, I'd ask you out. He said he had my name in his Rolodex. Everyone still have their Rolodex? Tonight, I gave Christy some advice that I might need for myself in the future. 3 minutes of nice does not make up for 3 hours of asshole. This still applies to life. And then it says, or 3 weeks, or 3 months. May 23rd, tonight I went to see a movie with Steve from Shakespeare. We rode on his motorcycle and sat in the balcony of the Orinda Theater. I liked the way his hair fell in front of his face, light brown and wispy, that front piece uncaught by his ponytail scrunchie. After the movie, we were walking, and he said, I was in the checkout line, checking out this girl. She was the checker. He kept talking about the girl who was the checker. He said he took her to a secret spot behind the stadium. He said it was like a hideout, but we weren't hiding out. We were just having a chill. I said, so it was a chill out. He said, what? I said, never mind. May 26th. He's not half as interesting as I expected. But I don't think I care. He sits closer and closer to me in class. The other day, he reached over for his backpack, inches away, and I could smell his laundry detergent. At the cafe today, he touched my shoulder, arm, and leg in 3 separate instances in 3 short minutes. Does that mean anything? I heard on TV today that if you don't let anyone in, then you can't get hurt. Well, what if there just isn't anyone good to let in? May 27th. We went to his apartment and we talked about his band. I thought we were going to study. He was excited to show me his High Times magazine and his plate o' buds. I didn't even know what it was at first. It looked like green, hacked up cat hair balls. Okay, I knew that at some point tonight that I'd be asking myself, why did I ever agree to read this out loud? So now. The other night, we did it, and it was kind of bad. He said, do you want to try it with me, like, behind you? And I said, can't you just finish up whatever it is you're already doing? In 3 days is the Shakespeare final, and he doesn't even seem to care. May 30th. I ran into Charles today, a guy who works at the radio station Calax. We got on the topic of a certain cooperative living establishment, Barrington. So, of course, I had to ask him if he knows you-know-who, because last semester he lived there, and of course, Charles knows him. And being the gossip monger that Charles is, and I am, he made available an amazing quantity of sordid secrets with just a little bit of prodding. It's one of those things. I know I don't really want to know anything, but then I heard myself saying, what? Bisexual experimentation. I didn't want to hear it, but then Charles says it, and this is what it is. Oh yeah, he used to go out with this girl I know, but she broke up with him because he apparently was exploring his attraction to guys with that guy from the Pacific Northwest. You know, that guy from astronomy with the less than 0 name. June 2nd. I have come to the conclusion that the whole thing is like a Cliff Notes version of romance, because now it's the end with Steve from Shakespeare without having had a start or middle. But there really is no paragraph to sum up whatever it means that we were hanging out and now we're not. I didn't see him at the Shakespeare final, but I'm pretty sure I got an A.